It was meant to be a simple celebration. My wife promotion, a small gathering of close friends, nothing extravagant. I had spent the afternoon selecting the perfect gift, a watch she had been eyeing for months. I had rehearsed a heartfelt speech in my mind, imagining her smile, the warmth in her eyes, the way she always leaned on me when she was genuinely happy. I never imagined that night would end in betrayal. So blatant, so humiliating that the world I thought I knew would collapse around me. The party began quietly, laughter and casual chatter filling the room. Friends offered congratulations. Glasses clinked, and I felt a genuine swell of pride for her accomplishment. She looked radiant in a deep blue dress, her hair falling in soft waves over her shoulders, every bit the elegance I had always admired. I watched her mingle, a faint glow of happiness in her eyes. And then I saw him, a colleague from her office, someone I'd met a handful of times but never thought much of. He leaned close, his hand brushing hers in a way that tightened my chest. I tried to convince myself I was imagining it until I saw her smile. Soft, flirtatious, a look I had shared only with me. I froze. My pulse spiked, but I told myself to stay calm, to watch before reacting. But the moment arrived faster than I could brace myself. He leaned in, right there in the middle of the living room, laughter and conversation buzzing around us, and kissed her. Not a quick peck, a deliberate, confident kiss. She didn't pull away. She kissed him back. The room seemed to shrink. Laughter blurred into a dull roar in my ears. Friends froze, some confused, some shocked. Every eye was on us, witnessing the betrayal I had never thought possible. My fists clenched. My jaw tightened. Reality hit with merciless force. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't act rashly. I stepped back, my voice low, deliberate, slicing through the stunned silence. It's over. Her smile vanished instantly, replaced by panic, guilt, and disbelief. The man stepped back, suddenly aware of the weight in my words. It's over. I repeated, letting it sink in. My marriage, my trust, my love, everything we had built, had ended in that moment. I made sure she knew it. Tears filled her eyes. She began to shake. The bravado she carried into the party crumbled entirely. "Wait, it's not what it looks like," she stammered, but her words rang hollow. The kiss had been deliberate, the pleasure mutual, the betrayal undeniable. I didn't argue. I didn't reason. I simply watched her unravel before everyone. Each sob, each tremor peeled back the layers of deceit. Friends murmured awkwardly, some offering sympathy, others frozen in disbelief. The man shrank, realizing the line he had crossed. She tried to reach for me, her voice desperate. I didn't mean I love you, it was a mistake." Her confidence had turned to panic, her words broken, pleading. "It doesn't matter," I said calmly, almost gently, though every word carried finality. "You chose him. You chose that kiss. You chose to betray everything we had. There's nothing left to explain." Her sobs grew louder. She collapsed into a nearby chair, hiding her face in her hands. For a moment, the room was filled only with the sound of heartbreak. It wasn't just the kiss. It was a humiliation, the public exposure of her betrayal, and the knowledge that I had been gone emotionally before I even left physically. The man quietly excused himself, understanding his role in this moment would haunt him as much as it did her. Guests returned to their conversations, but the tension remained, a heavy reminder of what had just unfolded. I drew a deep breath and walked out of the living room, not toward the door, not an escape, but to reclaim my own sense of self. I realized then that betrayal isn't merely an act, it's a choice. And when someone chooses betrayal, no pleading or apologies can undo it. Later, she followed me to the bedroom, still crying, still trembling. "Please, I can fix this. I love you. I made a mistake. I don't want to lose you," she whispered, her voice raw. I shook my head. "You already lost us. You already chose him. You shattered the trust we had. Love isn't enough when honesty is gone." Her face fell. Tears streamed endlessly. But in the quiet that followed, I saw that she finally understood the truth. Actions have consequences, and betrayal leaves permanent scars. I didn't leave immediately. I stayed just long enough for her to grasp the finality of what she had done, to feel the weight of it. Nothing after that night could restore what had been lost. The kiss, the shock, the breakdown, it was over. I had made sure she knew it. Her facade of confidence had vanished, replaced by shame, regret, and the stark truth that some moments cannot be undone. In the days that followed, our home remained quiet. She avoided me, weighed down by unspoken guilt. I focused on myself, rebuilding the trust in my own life that she had destroyed. Everyone knew what had happened. The betrayal was public, the humiliation real, the consequence undeniable. Some bridges, once burned, can never be crossed again. And in that clarity, I found something I hadn't felt in years. A strange peace. Betrayal had hit hard, but it had also freed me from illusions. She kissed another man in front of everyone. In that instant, she revealed who she truly was. I said it once. It's over. And she finally broke, not just in front of everyone, but in front of the undeniable truth of her choices.